Good morning, friends. I'm Dr. Kamal Bachani and Senior Orthopedic Surgeon in Columbia Asia Hospital, having significant long association with this hospital of repute. And prior to coming to Columbia Asia Hospital, I have served in various reputed Delhi corporate hospitals in orthopedic department as head of the department in Asian Hospital, in Faridabad Hospital, in other hospitals. Regarding my training, I have got more than 25 years of vast experience in orthopedic branch, having trained in one of the world's best Asia Pacific hospitals like Australia, Singapore General Hospital. I've worked in Europe, in Germany, as well as trained myself in shoulder surgery in South Korea. I've got my fellowship from AIIMS New Delhi, besides my graduation and post-graduation from Maulana Azad Medical College in Delhi. So I'll be talking about the common disorders with which the patient present to us in orthopedics OPD. Let's take about the shoulder, knee and hip disorders, for which I am a specialist. So I'll be talking about these disorders in brief, and for which we get patients often troubled, and more than orthopedic patients in an OPD, we get to see around 70 to 80% of the patient with these disorders. Now coming to the shoulder disorder, which is one of the most common disorder which we face in OPD in day to day out, often I have found that what is most important in shoulder disorder is need to correctly diagnose these disorders. I have seen even orthopedic surgeons at times and even physiotherapists, rehab experts, many a times can wrongly diagnose these disorders. One of the commonest being labeled as frozen shoulder. Any shoulder problem like even a secondary rotator cuff disorders is often wrongly diagnosed and consequently wrongly treated on the lines of frozen shoulder. So what is, friends, most important is to correctly diagnose these disorders, and often we are able to diagnose these disorders just by simple history as well as clinical examination. In some cases, we may require the help of investigations also. So once these disorders are correctly diagnosed, obviously the line of treatment will also go in the correct direction. So in a nutshell, I would like to say that there is no substitute for a good clinical expertise in order to diagnose an orthopedic disorder, and we are able to give them correct treatment based on that. Majority, 80% of the shoulder disorders can be managed by medical methods, that means non-surgical methods. So there is no need for one to get anxious or tense about it. And even those disorders which cannot be taken care by medical methods, that means 20% of the rest disorders on an average require only minimal invasive like keyhole arthroscopic surgery. For example, in case of shoulder instability, in case of rotator cuff tears, slap tears, and so on. So, and these are majority of the time day care or one day stay surgery with minimal cuts, preserving the biology, and patient are able to get back to their routine faster. In case in a badly arthritic shoulder also, or even in trauma cases, we are trained to perform minimal invasive surgeries which preserve the biology, which basically minimize the collateral damage, as resulting in faster rehabilitation, faster recovery, and optimizing the function. So friends, what is most important is to really correctly diagnose these disorders, not to get scared by the word surgery, as surgery is required in very minimal number of patients. Majority, more than 80% patients can be managed medically. Similarly is the scenario with other disorders like knee and shoulder also. Like in case of, let's take knee, which is one of the commonest problem which we face in the OPD, outpatient department with our patients. Correct diagnosis always forms the correct plan. So once you are working on the correct diagnosis, obviously your treatment will fall in the correct treatment. Often I get the calls, patients sending me the MRI or X-ray to get an opinion. Nowadays with the technology, everybody is sending on WhatsApp, and even doctors sending us. But many times I am forced to ask them that I would like to clinically examine, because that gives me more information about ligament stability rather than an MRI or this thing, because I am treating a patient, not the MRI or not the X-ray. And many times I may not even require an MRI to basically start the treatment. MRI is just to basically confirm what we have clinically diagnosed, and in order to optimize our resources and give the correct treatment. So it's very important to correctly diagnose by simple methods of clinical examination, which even can be supplemented by clinical history, which we can do even online, as we have seen in the COVID era, where patients have been from far-flung area have been able to correctly diagnose and correctly treated based on online consultations also. But there can be never a substitute for proper clinical examination. In case of sporting injuries, majority of the cases which cannot be treated medically will be able to treat by arthroscopic minimal invasive surgery, which is again sort of a daycare surgery, where we are able to optimize and minimize the biological insult to the joint, and patients are able to rehabilitate faster. Examples being ligamentous injuries, multiligamentous injuries, meniscal injury, cartilage repair, and so on. So many of disorders can be treated by simply keyhole surgery. And where there is again a bad arthritic knee, a lot of patients come to us that, doc, I don't want a knee replacement surgery. Can we have an option where there is a bad arthritic knee in order to preserve their knee? Yes, we do have knee preservation surgery, where even bad arthritic knee, especially like in a varus deformity, where patient want a manual worker, they want to kneel, they want to save their knee. I do have a large number of series where we can preserve their native knee, giving them the full relief from the pain as well as function, as well as correction of the alignment. And even in case of biological preservation, besides the knee preservation surgery, there are like unicondylar knee replacement surgery, where patients are able to perform really faster. One can feel the difference between MIS surgery as well as the traditional open surgery, because what happens in MIS, it is basically we are able to preserve the internal milieu, preserve the biology, resulting in faster rehabilitation, less bone cuts, less loss of the blood, and so on. And when we compare our results with the traditional versus minimal invasive, we have found there is a vast difference, as the patient themselves are able to guide us. Doc, I feel this particular side is definitely better than what the other. They don't know which one is traditional, which one is minimal invasive. So this basically sort of confirm our clinical criteria on basis of which we are offering MIS. Only thing is, one need to have the expertise and training for that, and majority of the time many of us who are basically fellowship trained in these fields are able to give them optimized results. Similarly is the scenario in the hip, but what I basically want to emphasize most important is correct clinical diagnosis results in correct treatment plan, and in case there is a need for surgery, wherever possible, we would like to go with the minimal invasive methods like arthroscopic surgery or MIS techniques in order to optimize. One need not to fear about this thing, because as I initially mentioned, more than 80 to 85% of the disorders of the shoulder, knee, and hip can be managed by non-surgical methods, that is medical methods. So this is what we are offering in Columbia Asia Hospital with our expert team of rehabilitation experts who are backing us in order to optimize the functioning of the patient. Thank you very much.